Story 1. People call me fat. While I'm not, it ruins my day every single time. I don't know how it happened or why it happened, but here's the story. My whole life I was fat, and I got very low self-confidence because of that. I tried my best and lost around 40 pounds over the years, and now I'm 5'7" and 145 pounds while still having some fat on my stomach and chest. I'm trying my best to lose it, but losing is very hard for me because I always lose motivation because of this. I don't know, 3 to 4 months ago, I was happy that I lost 5 pounds and I felt better. But suddenly, people started to call me chubby, fat, jelly, large. They even compared me to actors that are very fat. And actually, I'm not even that fat. Those things don't happen often. They happen every single day of my life. I was compared to Ben Hockey while I'm completely different. My body mass index is okay. My doctor said my look is okay. I have a little fat on my face, but that's all. I always get picked on while not even close to the fattest people in my class. Why on earth did they pick me? What's so wrong about me? And it's not even random people, even the people who I call friends or best friends who make fun of me. I just don't know what's so wrong about my body. I'm losing weight as fast as I can, workouting, running, weightlifting, eating properly, and I can see results in me. But people seem like they can't stop any difference at all. They always find a way to bully me. I don't know what to do because everywhere I go, there's one guy who wants to put me down. Every time I hear somebody talking about fatness, I beg in my mind, please just don't say something about me. I would end my friendship with those people. But the problem is, I see them every single day. My self-confidence is drowning deeper every day. I'm just thinking about stopping everything, going out, and living my fat life. But then again, I want to show them that I can do it. And while my confidence is drowning, my body's changing, and I hope that someday I'll be the one who doesn't get picked on. I just wanted to tell somebody my story. I don't even care if you'll skip it, read it, or comment on it. I just need somebody to hear me. Story 2. Am I the asshole for calling my husband and his buddy fat fucks in front of a bunch of people? I have been with my husband for 6 years, and he has always been bigger. He's 5'9", and he's never been below 230 lbs. Think lumberjack, but less muscle and more fluff. His weight never bothered me. I have always been so stupid attracted to this guy, and I actually loved his weight. But as of yesterday, I saw my husband in such a disgusting light for the first time in my marriage, and I don't know if we can recover from this. He keeps texting me and asking me to come home, but I can't actually bring myself to respond to him with anything other than, if you're not asking about our daughter, don't speak to me. I did not apologize for what I said. So, I have 4 children. My older 3 children, 14 male, 12 female, 9 male, are his stepchildren, and our daughter is 4 months old. Since I gave birth to our daughter, he's changed. Less involved with the other kids, more impatient in general, easier to piss off, yelling to intimidate, etc. We actually have fought about it, which is not normal for us. And he cries and says he's been super depressed and he is actively seeking therapy. He's trying to be better, but I'm not sure this can be fixed. We had a BBQ yesterday and all of his buddies and some of their wives showed up with their kids. Everyone was drinking except me and one of the wives. My oldest son, 14, had like 4 burgers and a bunch of macaroni salad. He's in a growth spurt right now, but he's a small boy. 4'8", 82 Bs. Well, when my son went to get another burger, my husband said, "Don't you think you should slow down? That's how you get fat." My son said, "I'm not fat." And my husband was like, Billy laughed and said, "Okay, what the fuck is this then? You are fat," and literally tried slapping my son's stomach. And then my husband's buddy started laughing and said something to the effect of "Tubby right" in front of everyone. I saw fucking red. Between him being a dick for 4 months and now calling my son fat, so escalating instead of trying to be better, I just screamed at both of them, saying that it was pretty bold that the fattest fucks in the group are attacking a boy 6x smaller than the both of them, and went on to say that if they cut their body weight in half, they would still be a fat fuck. The friend immediately shut up. My husband started apologizing and walking toward me, and I slapped his hands away and told him to never touch me again, and he was fucking repulsive. Everyone was so silent, and I was honestly so mortified and embarrassed and pissed off that I just packed up my kids and left. My husband has texted me hundreds of times. I've only responded saying, "Unless it's about our daughter, don't talk to me." But another wife at the party messaged me saying, "I understand why you're upset, but the guys were just razzing him. They don't actually think he's fat. They talked a lot after you left, and I truly don't know if I should feel bad. Am I the asshole?" My husband is so wildly insecure that I know this is going to fuck him up severely, but a part of me doesn't even care. Edit to include some stuff I've stated in the comments. All 3 of my older children were already in therapy prior to this. Due to their father passing 5 years ago, they enjoy therapy. As for why I went from AIO to 100, I think it's largely due to the fact that my son, the one he called fat, is bullied nearly constantly at school for his height already. He's on the shorter side, and my daughter, who's younger, is taller than him by at least a foot. She's 5'6". He gets picked on a lot, name-calling mostly, but sometimes kids will also jokingly put things on his head and call him a shelf and whatever else. So, he's already an insecure kid, and my husband is fully aware of this. Having my husband tack on another completely unnecessary insecurity is so absolutely sickening to me. I don't care if he was kidding. I don't care if he's apologized, and I admittedly do not care to hear the excuses of, well, it's because I'm depressed. He called my son fat for laughs among his friend group, and that's a hard line that I don't think he can come back from, given all else. Story 3, all in one. Because I'm mad, my husband didn't stand up for me when his friend called me gross, fat, and a turkey? We were having dinner last night at a friend's house who I have only met a few times, and my husband has recently been hanging out with more. While holding our 10-month-old on my lap, my husband showed his friend pictures from our wedding last summer. I was 37 weeks pregnant and had gained 35 lbs at that point. The friend looks at a photo and says, "Oh, gross, what happened to you? Your face is so fat. You look like a fat turkey." I tried to calmly explain to him what happens to your body when you're that heavily pregnant. Big stomach, bloating, water retention, etc. He wasn't interested in listening and just went on laughing and repeating similar insults. I looked at my husband and he just laughed along with him. I went and put our baby to bed and cried myself to sleep. My husband has never stood up for me when people have said mean things to me. I've told him I need him to do that. He always has excuses and promises he will the next time. He never does. I can't stand him anymore and want him to get the hell out of the house. Am I overreacting? Update. Thank you everyone who has commented. I want to answer a few questions that have come up repeatedly. Why did I not defend myself? What I needed at that time was only something my husband could provide. No violence, yelling, swearing, or name-calling. I just needed him to say, "I thought you looked beautiful on our wedding day, babe." I would have said thank you, had a laugh, and we would have moved on with our evening. I needed to feel like a team, like he had my back. I don't care about others' opinions of me. I care about my husband's. Why did I marry and have a child with this man? That's a tough one as I love my son and can't imagine a life without him in it. But yes, my husband and I met, fell in love, created a life together, wanted the same lifestyle, created dreams, and worked on achieving them together. Yes, I was naive, but I have a hard time right now articulating how I feel inside when I ask myself this question. If you don't understand, I apologize. I will have to explain it one day to my son when he is older. Hopefully it is easier then. I want to add that yesterday I was living in a cloud of rage and said things on this thread and in my personal life out of anger. I really just feel empty and broken. I am trying to process everything, but it is tough. I talk about this in the comments, but I should have added this here. Similar incidents have happened before, and my husband does not have my back or will join in with the person who is belittling me. I have explained to him how this hurts me and what I need from him in the future. He always says he will, but when the next time comes, he does not. I am at my wit's end. We attempted therapy, but I just continued it. And yes, this is just one of several issues in our marriage. Okay, update. My husband is living at a friend's, but they have a family, so I don't know how long that will last. I do not know his plan. My parents are handling our communication. They want me to take a few days to calm down, then reevaluate how I feel and go from there. For the sake of my child, I will, but as of now, I do not want to continue this marriage. My husband came over to the house for 2 hours to spend time with our son. My mom and I gave them space and left the house. Whatever my husband lacks in love towards me, he certainly has for our son. They adore each other. I would never want them to not see each other. As for the friend, well, I guess my husband called him and gave him my number because he called me several times and sent me texts saying to call him. I sent him a message saying, "My issue is not with you. I do not want to talk to anyone today. Thank you." He then drove over to my house where I was alone with my baby. I repeated what I said and asked him to leave. He did. He ended up texting me an apology. I accepted it and left it at that.